Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rev Games Academy. Today, we're diving into two essential programming concepts, conditional and loop statements. These are the backbone of game development in Unity, enabling decision-making and repetitive actions that drive gameplay. Let's explore how they work. First, conditional statements allow your game to make decisions by running specific blocks of code only when certain conditions are true, otherwise executes another block. The conditional statements are if, else if, and switch statements. Now see the example script for if else and else if statements. And this example checks if player health is greater than 50. If true, it logs player is healthy. If the first condition is false, health is not greater than 50, it checks if player health is greater than 0. If true, it logs player is injured. If both previous conditions are false, it logs player is dead. Now run the project to check the output. Switch statements. It is used to perform different actions based on the value of a variable. It's an alternative to using multiple if-else statements and is often cleaner and easier to read. Now, see the example script for switch statement. In this example, switch statement evaluates the value of player level. Case statements executes the block of code if player level matches the case value. Example, case 1 executes if player level is 1. Break, keyword, ends the execution of the current case block. Without break, the code would fall through to the next case. Default statement executes when none of the case values match the variable. Now run the project to check the output. Next, loop statements. Repeating actions. Loops are perfect for repeating actions, such as updating enemy positions or checking items in an inventory. Unity supports several types of loops: for, while, do while, and for each. First, for loop. It is a control flow statement that allows you to repeat a block of code a certain number of times. It consists of three main components: initialization, condition, and increment. Now see the example script of for loop. Initialization, int I equal to 1. This part sets up a variable, I, to start at 1. Condition, I less than equal to 5. The loop will run as long as I is less than or equal to 5. Increment, post increment. After each iteration, the value of I will increase by 1. Now run the project to check the output. Next, while loop. It is another type of control flow statement used to execute a block of code repeatedly, as long as a specified condition is true. It consists of a condition that is checked before each iteration, and the loop continues to run as long as that condition evaluates to true. Now see the example script of while loop. Condition, count less than equal to 5. The loop continues as long as count is less than or equal to 5. Inside the loop, debug log prints the current value of count each time the loop runs. Increment, count, post, increment ensures that count increases after each iteration, eventually causing the condition to become false and stop the loop. Now run the project to check the output. Do while loop. It is similar to a while loop, but with a key difference is the condition is evaluated after the loop body executes, meaning the code inside the loop will always execute at least once, even if the condition is initially false. Now see the example script of do while loop. First execution. The code inside the do block runs once before checking the condition. Condition check. After the first execution, the loop checks if count less than equals 5. If the condition is still true, it repeats the loop. Count post increment increases the value of count after each iteration. Now run the project to check the output. For each. It is used to iterate through each element in a collection, like arrays, lists, or other enumerable objects. It is simpler and more readable than a for loop when you only need to work with each item in the collection without worrying about indexes. Now see the example script of for each loop. For each loop goes through each element in the names array. The name variable represents the current element in the iteration. The debug log prints the name to the console for each iteration. Now run the project to check the output. The last topic is control statements. Sometimes you need more control within loops, and that's where the break and continue statements come in. Break statement stops the loop entirely. Continue statement skips the current iteration and moves to the next one. Now see the example script of break and continue. The break statement stops the loop entirely when I equals 5. The continue statement skips the current iteration and moves to the next one. In this case, it logs only odd numbers. Now run the project to check the output. And that's the power of conditionals and loops. These tools let us control game flow, handle decision making, and manage repetitive tasks efficiently. With practice, they'll become essential building blocks in your game logic. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. See you in the next video.